Hi, everyone. Please confirm if my voice is clear. All right, thank you, and welcome to the orientation session for SBL for the March 2025 exam attempt. So in today's session, we are going to just quickly cover the basic introductions to the exam, to myself, the tutor, and a little bit on the syllabus areas, the content you should be using, and a couple of more things. So I think we should start already. Okay, meanwhile, if you have any question, you can ask through the chat window. I am looking at the chat window constantly. All right. So my name is Faseeha Naseer. I am associated with SKANS School of Accountancy for last 18 years. I have 18 years of tutoring experience. I have taught a lot of different exams, but currently I am more focusing on the PM and the SBL exams. I have taught some other qualifications, some university courses, etc. as well. I have been training international students for ACCA exams for last at least 1 decade. So, and yes, I have been associated with SKANS ECampus since its inception. So a good news, which I always share with everyone, is that we always get above global average pass rates, as well as we have multiple distinctions in this exam in last couple of exam attempts. So that was about my introduction. Let's now move on to the exam itself. So basically, SBL exam is not just a knowledge-based exam, but it is an application-based exam. So the students or candidates are expected to behave in the same way as the real work situations. You have to learn all the technical knowledge. Of course, the syllabus is quite wide. So all the topics, all the syllabus areas give you the technical knowledge, but you have to match or stitch this technical knowledge with the practical knowledge. So the commercial acumen you have, the common sense you have. And as a consumer, we are exposed to so many different organizations, even if we are not working and we are a full-time student, right? So we have to mix the technical knowledge with the practical knowledge, combine it with the commercial judgment, situation to situation, and use common sense, and then applying all of this to the scenario according to the given tasks or the requirements. So as I said earlier, that it is a practical workplace focused exam, and it requires you to have the knowledge of the syllabus areas and also the skills, and integrate them and then communicate in the exam in order to produce the answers which give you the maximum marks. So you give solutions to the problems, for example, that are being faced by the given organization of the case study, right? For this particular exam, no cramming of the topics and definitions is needed, but you need to get the concept and then write the things in your own words and build your own expression. Let's talk a little bit about the structure of the exam. SBL exam is an integrated case study. There is one main business scenario, and for one main business or the organization, you get information integrated into basically one case study. So you have one main business scenario, and for that particular business, you get different types of information. So maybe on controls, maybe on risk, maybe on corporate governance, strategy, etc. And all this information is given as one integrated case study. So all this scattered information of the one business is integrated into that one main business scenario. The exam is of 100 marks and it includes 20 professional skills marks. So if you look at the division, 100 marks are divided into two parts. 80 marks are known as technical marks, and the rest of the 20 marks are professional skills marks. So that's the breakdown of the 100. You need a 50% mark to pass the exam overall. There will be 3 compulsory tasks or requirements. Each requirement or task may have subparts. So for example, task 1 may have part A, part B, maybe part C. So there are no defined number of subparts you may get in the exam. But yes, total tasks are compulsory. And there are 3 total compulsory tasks. Duration of the exam will be 3 hours, 15 minutes, including all the reading, planning, reflection time. There will be pre-seen information that will be given in each exam attempt. Pre-seen information is basically a part of the case study or the business information that is already released before the exam. So pre-seen information about the case study, about the organization, the industry will be released 2 weeks before the exam. And you can actually access this through your My ACCA. ACCA will keep emailing you, keep telling you when the pre-seen is released. It's released actually 2 weeks before the exam. Pre-seen information normally involves information on the industry and organization, the activities, etc. Maybe sometimes the mission statement, some key performance indicators, etc. are given. But pre-seen information is just plain information about the industry and the company. It doesn't say anything about what topics will be tested, what questions will be tested, because pre-seen is not just the only information you're going to get. This pre-seen is released 2 weeks before the exam, but in the live actual exam, you get more information in the form of exhibits. Then you use those exhibits, information from those exhibits, and the pre-seen and the task, and then you start writing your answers, right? A copy of pre-seen is also available in the exam, but it's a digital copy built into the platform of the exam. You will also get exhibits in live exam, which is basically new information which will be available in the live exam along with pre-seen. But these exhibits are normally given in the form of real life work documents. So for example, some information may be presented as emails, interview with staff, survey results, extract from board meetings, press articles, website extracts, integrated report extracts, memo spreadsheets, charts, tables, diagrams, etc. But one thing is for sure that all these different exhibits will have the relevant information for the tasks you need to address or answer. You may have other exhibits, other type of exhibits also. This is just a list to make you familiar with what to expect in the exhibits. Normally, there are 4 exhibits in each exam, and 4 exhibits have information on different issues which are normally linked with the tasks ahead. You will also have to assume a role. This role will be clearly given in the live exam. And that role you are given, which you need to observe and answer observing that role. The role will be given in the live exam, and the role will be of a strategic nature. So sometimes the examiner will tell you that you are the consultant. Sometimes the examiner will tell you that you are the business analyst. You are the NED, you are the project manager. So, you know, each attempt has different role for you. But that is given in the live exam, and the role is always of the strategic leadership role. So you'll have to write all the answers, assuming that role. And you will be referring to that role if needed and not your actual name, for example. Okay. So there will be 3 tasks in each exam. So for each task, there will be a role given to you, as we discussed. There will be audience to whom you are writing your answer. There will be verb, task-based, for example. Different verbs used are evaluate, analyze, assess, etc. So these kind of verbs. So the verb will tell you exactly what to do with the relevant topic. For each task will have professional skills marks. So I just mentioned about the professional skills. How many total marks are allocated to professional skills? Tell me, please. Use the chat window. So the total professional skills marks are? $20, right? Excellent. But these 20 marks are for 5 different professional skills, including communication, commercial acumen, skepticism, evaluate, and analysis. So these 5 skills are tested with different questions. So for each task, we'll have 1 professional skill attached to it. So for example, there's task 1 and it has 2 parts. So there is a chance that part A will have a separate skill for 4 marks and part B will have a separate skill. So 5 skills, all of these 5 skills will be tested for 4 marks each. And they will be spread across the tasks. Each task will also have a format to follow. The examiner will clearly tell you to follow a certain format. For example, report, memorandum, email. So examiner will ask you to write using these formats. But one task will have, of course, one format. One part of the task will have one format. So report, email, memo, letter, briefing notes, etc. are the most common formats, but there are more. We do have a proper video lecture on professional skills, I think at the very beginning of all the recordings, and a discussion on the formats also that needs to be covered, I think, beforehand, before you start the actual topics. If you haven't covered that yet and you have already started the topics, it's okay. You can come back, go back and cover these aspects as well. So that's what each task will have for you. All right, I'm going to stop here and ask you if there's any questions so far. Please let me know through the chat window if you do or if you don't. The list of exhibits which are given, these could be integration of our exam questions. Sorry, I don't get your question, Hassan. Can you repeat your question? I mean, these exhibits are the new pieces of information on top of the pre-scene. The tasks are separately given. And of course, they are the part of the integrated case study. So integrated case study is made up of pre-scene, the live exhibits information in exam, and the tasks. I hope this answers the question. Hassan, can you please confirm if your question is answered? So as I said, that exhibits in the live exam is the part of the integrated case study. That is extra information that will be given in live exam. Okay, so moving onwards, there will each task will have 3 response area options available. You can choose between Word and spreadsheet and slides. So slides only when examiner asks you to prepare the presentation slides. So examiner specifically says whenever slides are needed. Otherwise, you can choose between Word and spreadsheet. Spreadsheet only if some major calculations are to be done, which is quite rare for SBL, but sometimes this may happen. So most of the answer goes on the Word document, but we should be ready for opting of the 3 as per the requirement and as per the need of the exam. So there will be 3 tasks. Each task will have 3 options, and you will be writing your answer in these response areas. Now let's talk a little about the syllabus content, the course content. So there are 8 areas of the syllabus, which makes up a lot of topics actually. Our discussion starts with leadership, very basic, very to the point, different styles of leadership, etc. Then we move to strategy area, how the strategy is made. Then we move to enabling success, which is linked with strategy implementation. So following this sequence is very important because this helps the students to reach the case study level sooner, as soon as possible. And we come back after this to governance area, and under the big umbrella of governance, corporate governance, we have risk and control areas. Then there are 2 very important areas of the syllabus, the technology. We discuss about technology generally for SBL, as well as there are specific technologies that are tested. All of this is covered in the on the recorded lectures, so you can cover it week by week and then keep me updated on that. We do have a little finance in planning and decision making. It includes areas from management accounting, performance management, and financial management subjects of ACCA. This is assumed knowledge, but we do have some lectures to give you a quick revision of certain concepts which are very much needed in SBL. So this makes up 80% of the exam, the technical part. Then on top of it, you have professional skills for 20%. And yes, digital skills to attempt your exam in a CBE environment. So that's the basic introduction of the syllabus. I cannot go into the detail of each topic because each topic has a lot of subtopics, and they that you can very conveniently cover one by one, week wise, right? So that's the syllabus. Study resources includes the recorded lectures. Along with that, I would suggest you to cover notes, the SKANS specially designed notes for L. Then you have past and specimen exam case studies to solve. These will be uploaded by the end of January, start of February, all of them on the practice. Okay, so we were talking about that practice past exam needs to be covered, and they will be uploaded on SKANS portal eventually. You can make use of some technical articles, but normally all the lectures are recorded, keeping in mind the content of the technical articles as well. Where it's relevant, it is also used. You can explore more about SBL using ACCA website, and the URL is given. So I think when you cover the recordings and notes, you cover the technical part, and with past exams and specimen, you learn the application part more. So please make and plan so that you have last 20-25 days reserved for past exams and practice only. We do have a lot of past exams for SBL available now, some for the new structure and some on the old structure. Study approach and tips. So I think the first thing you should be covering is video lectures for the syllabus coverage. Then you have notes. You can cover SKANS notes or any other textbook, or maybe ACCA Study Hub if you would like. Just cover one extra reading material so that, things are more embedded in the mind. Written practice with exam conditions is highly suggested, and you can actually take it up through the assignments. There are weekly assignments allocated, and there are 5 quizzes allocated as well. So make use of the opportunity, solve the assignments and quizzes as you are progressing through the course. We will mark them, give you detailed feedback on that for improving the performance. Overall professionalism is needed. So for example, write in paragraph style, write full sentences, don't make bullets other than slides, etc. All of this is actually covered in the whole course. the exam techniques, and also you will learn them with every week's debrief sessions. Give time to prepare, maybe start now, and prepare slowly and gradually build up the pace, and then eventually reserve last 20 days at least for the practice of case studies. Also, technical knowledge is not enough. You need to combine it with professional skills, and then that can be done through written practice and getting the feedback on your assignments and quizzes. All right. Do we have any question so far? Okay. And now let's quickly have a actual past exam demo from the ACCA practice platform. Let me share the screen for that. Okay, just give me 1 second. Let me open the actual exam. All right, I'm now sharing the screen for the actual exam. Please confirm when you are able to see the actual exam on the screen. Can you see the actual exam window on the screen now? Okay. Thank you. Okay, so this is how your exam looks like, the actual exam. So on the right-hand side, if you see, there's a little introduction of the question. Courjets is a low-cost regional airline based in Corland. Now, this was an airline question. It's an actual past exam from September 2023 when the structure of SBL changed with the pre-scene coming in and all. So the students were already familiar with Courjets and the industry because of the pre-scene, but the introduction is given. And then in the next line, if you see, the examiner says that you're a senior business analyst. That is the role I was referring to. So this is the role given to you, and you have to write all the answers assuming this role and give reference of this role wherever needed in the formats. The date is given, it is currently September 20x3. So again, you are going to use this date for the formats. The following exhibits available on the left-hand side of the screen provide information. Now, this is the new information, the exhibits I was talking about, and all these exhibits are given on the left-hand side of the screen. So you can count there are 4 exhibits giving different information of the same company: business magazine article, investment proposal, risk review, Courjet's performance. So this information is exclusively designed for the tasks of the exam. You're going to use this exhibits information as well as the pre-scene information to write the answers, to take assumptions and think about and reflect on the case study. Okay. You also have the pre-scene information. So when you click on this file, you will exactly get the same pre-scene, which will be released 2 weeks before the exam. So it has the information on the industry and company. This is normally how it looks like. The contents given and the detail. And this pre-scene is different from exhibits. Of course, exhibits is add-on information, which takes you to answering the tasks. Then you have task. So one window will have 1 task. You'll have to use navigator to move on to task 2 and task 3, so on and so forth. For each task, there will be 3 response options given, as I suggested you earlier. Let's open task 1 and see how the requirements are presented. Okay, so for example, I'm leaving this paragraph for now, just moving on to the exact requirement. It says that prepare briefing notes for the CPO. Can you tell me what is briefing notes here? So briefing notes represent the format which is required. So you need to learn how to write briefing notes, and that is covered in one of the video lectures, the formats one, the format technique. CPO is the audience. You're writing the briefing notes for CPO, right? So CPO becomes the audience, which outlines problems in culture caused by previous leadership style and current leadership style that has on Courjets. Now, you see that within one requirement, part A, there are 2 requirements. So you have to talk about previous leadership style and the new leadership style. You still have to cover all these topics on leadership, etc. We are not solving the question, just highlighting that within one part or requirement, there are multiple things the examiner is asking. So take care of all these elements, answer for all these parts of one requirement, and then you get the maximum marks. Now, the marks given here are, if you see, 12. These are technical marks. So in SBL, up to 2 marks per point are normally available. So for 12 marks, you write minimum of 6 points, but always keep a margin of writing 2 or 3 extra points, because you cannot possibly get 2 marks for each point, right? Depends on very high quality, high level points normally gets 2. You can get 1.5, 1, sometimes half mark from a point. So always write extra points. Professional skills marks, next point, is available for demonstrating commercial acumen skill. By the way, commercial acumen is one of the 5 skills that can be tested. So do cover the lecture on professional skills to have more understanding on this. So here it says commercial acumen skills marks are tested in showing insight and understanding of the impact of leadership style on CoreJet's culture. 4 marks are here. Now, in order to get these 4 marks, as I've covered in the video lecture of the professional skills also, that you don't write extra points. You define your points on technical marks, that is 12 here. For these 4 marks, you don't write extra points, but you write those points to get those technical marks in a way that you demonstrate or show off this skill. In this case, it is commercial acumen for part A, basically. Then this requirement has part B, where presentation slides are required and communication skill is tested. So this is how your requirements or tasks are presented. Then you click on the next button to get to task 2, task 3. Each task will have separate response options where you will be writing your answers eventually. So again, coming back to the real thing, that covering the content as soon as possible and then doing a lot of practice from past exams is the way to actually pass this exam. In the CB environment, you can definitely highlight, copy, paste information. All of that is available as with other papers. Now, a very quick structure of SKANS eCampus course on SBL. We have a date-wise study schedule, which you can check on your portal. Area-wise recorded lectures are available, which you can cover on your desktop. We do have a mobile app for Campus Insight, our software. Case study question debriefs are recorded and placed week by week. Quizzes, assessments are given at regular intervals. There are 6 assignments and 5 quizzes and 1 mock. So there are 12 assessments given for throughout, and you can actually benefit a lot from them. So do attempt them and get the feedback on. Our expert markers mark these assessments and give detailed feedback. We do have a mock exam at the end of the session, which is marked and feedback is shared. We will have a discussion class on the new pre-seen information published by ACCA for your exam attempt 2 weeks before your exam. It will be issued, and I'll take a day or 2, and then we'll plan a session and discuss the possible tasks or the possible, basically the possible implications of the pre-seen in the final exam. So brainstorming sort of session. Tutor support is available through WhatsApp and email. I hope you are all added to the WhatsApp group. If not, they will be creating the WhatsApp group soon and will be adding all the registered students. And then we can communicate. The first thing you need to do is to actually start covering the syllabus areas, starting from introduction, then to professional skills, and then to formats, techniques, and then to all the topics. So maybe start with half an hour, 45 minutes each day, and then pick up the pace and then spend more time, right? I will also be sharing a study plan for last month for February, which you can follow to prepare for your final exam. But I think you should be keeping a rough deadline for you end of January to cover the content, the recordings, along with the notes, etc. So end of January, maybe first week of February max. And then after that, I will be sharing a study plan, and then you can focus more on case study practice using past exams, right? So that is a little bit idea of how we teach, how we go ahead with the courses. And yes, that's pretty much it from my side. Now, basically, you can ask any questions if you may have. You can actually unmute your mic, ask directly, or use the chat window. Thank you. I'm now waiting for your questions if you're having. Thank you.
This just needs to add regarding, so as you said, like by the end of January or in the first week of February, right? So the thing is, what's the best way to go to and prepare for the exam is like you should go to the recordings from the start, or we should just go to the notes from the start and the recordings we just listen at the end.
No. I think parallel. So you do the recordings of one particular area, read it from the notes. So reading the notes is the second step of every topic, let's say. And I suggest reading notes because it kind of re-emphasize on important points and, it gets embedded better. So start with the video lecture for sure. Take your own short notes also for the end revision before the exam, and then read the notes and then straight to the next topic and repeat. Okay.
Like, I mean, like first go to the recorded lectures and then take,
Yes.
we can take our short notes, right? Test our
Yes.
understanding, and then stop it and do the same thing for the other topics as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there will be question debriefs. Keep listening to those recordings so that the exam technique, you keep on learning the exam technique, and then keep attempting the assignments and quizzes. So that's the plan till, first week of February. After that, full focus on practice. I will be sharing a study plan then. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Any further questions? I do see Zelda as a participant as well. Zelda, if there's any question. All right, thank you. Hassan, do you have more questions? Right, Hassan, I'm waiting for your questions.
Miss,
Do you have?
just need to ask you this. The thing is, against after every topic, first of all, as I know this thing that okay, fine, I got it that there will be a practice assignment which you are going to do, and before that, there's also going to be a question debriefs of each topic
Yeah.
as well.
Yes, absolutely. Please do explore the portal a little bit. So there is, topic lecture recordings given. Then there is practice questions, debriefs given. So you cover all of that for one topic. Once that's covered, read from the notes and then move ahead with the second week topics. Then listen to the debrief sessions, then week 3 and 4 and so on. So do explore the portal a little bit. You will get a very clear idea what we have on the portal. So we do have lectures and debrief questions week-wise. And then there are assignments which you can take up after listening to the debrief sessions, the question debriefs.
Okay, after listening and understanding the debriefs.
Yes, absolutely. Because without the debriefs, you will not be able to understand the exam technique on how to write and think about a question, right? So
Okay.
the topic enough is not, the topic only is not very only enough. Okay.
Okay, miss. Okay. And regarding this, for example, if in case whether the student is paying the exam online or if he's paying a center-based exam, so it doesn't matter. The same sequence is
Yes,
fine.
absolutely, because it doesn't change anything. The exam will be same, the rigor of the exam will be same. So yes, it's the same for everybody, but I hope you're opting for the CBE exam, right? Paper-based exams are no longer available. Am I right?
Like for example, they do give option in ACCA where you can book for remote or
Yes,
center-based.
remote is like from home, and center-based exam is the same exam, same platform, but at the exam center. So same approach of studies, nothing changes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any further questions, guys? I've asked the relevant team members to create the WhatsApp group as soon as possible and add all the registered students so that we can, we can ask questions if we have any. And yeah. All right, then I think this is it for right now. I will let you now leave and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you very much for today. Looking forward to listening more from you, getting the feedback as well as the questions. And I think through WhatsApp mostly. Email is also an option, but WhatsApp is more quick and I think direct. So yeah, thank you very much. Take care and goodbye.